Hello everyone, my name is Tyler. Welcome to AI Football Prediction Lab, Europe's most trusted football prediction channel. We are now on day 3 of the round of 16 at the FIFA Club World Cup. There is only one match on June 30th, Inter Milan versus Fluminense. But instead of focusing on just that one match, we've decided to include the two big games that will be played the next day, on July 1st. So in this video, we'll cover a total of 3 exciting matches. June 30th, Inter Milan versus Fluminense. July 1st, Manchester City versus Al Hilal, and Real Madrid versus Juventus. As always, our football expert. And your favourite host, Luca, will break down all 3 matches with detailed analysis. He'll give you 2 predictions for each match, which makes a total of 6 predictions in this video. And at the end, we'll highlight our most trusted ones in the top predictions segment. Before we dive into the video, just a quick note. Producing top quality football content and continuing what we do is only possible with your support. The thanks button below allows you to help us grow, and we truly appreciate every single contribution. Now, if you're ready, let's hand it over to Luca and hear his thoughts on these 3 massive matchups.
Hello everyone, Luca here. We've got 3 exciting round of 16 clashes from the FIFA Club World Cup coming up. On Monday, it's Inter Milan versus Fluminense. Then on Tuesday, 2 blockbuster games await. Manchester City take on Al Hilal and Real Madrid face Juventus. I'll be sharing 2 predictions for each match, so let's kick things off with the first game, Inter Milan versus Fluminense. Brazilian side Fluminense qualified for the round of 16 as runners-up in a group that included Borussia Dortmund, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Ulsan Hyundai. They were already expected to go through alongside Dortmund, and they managed to do so by beating Ulsan and avoiding defeat in their other 2 matches. Fluminense are usually seen as a strong defensive team. They kept 4 clean sheets in their last 5 games. The 2 goals they conceded against Ulsan were probably due to a lack of focus. They almost lost that match, but in the end, they got the win. It's fair to say that Fluminense rely on a strong defensive block and pacey wingers like Arias to hit on the counter. They used this exact approach against Borussia Dortmund, staying compact at the back and creating danger through quick counterattacks. As we've mentioned before, this tournament carries significant financial value, especially for clubs from South America, Asia, and Africa. By reaching this stage, Fluminense have already pocketed around $10 million, and advancing to the next round could bring in another $13 million, making them extremely motivated. Inter, on the other hand, topped their group, which featured Monterrey, River Plate, and Urawa Red Diamonds. But it wasn't a smooth ride. They struggled in the opening match, barely managing a draw against Monterrey, and were behind in the second game against Urawa heading into the final 10 minutes. A late comeback kept their tournament hopes alive. We mentioned earlier that Inter arrived at this tournament both physically and mentally fatigued, and it showed in their early performances. However, after a couple of key wins and finishing top of their group, Inter now seem more confident heading into the knockouts, and the potential return of key players like Thuram and Fratesi could be crucial. That said, this won't be an easy match for Inter. Fluminense will take the field with full focus, and they'll look to tire out an Inter side that's been carrying the weight of a long season. They'll try to keep the match tight and drag it into extra time if needed. My first prediction is Inter Milan under 2.5 goals in 90 minutes. I don't believe Inter will be able to score 3 goals in regular time. Fluminense will aim to frustrate them and rely on their defensive structure to stay in the game. My second prediction is Inter Milan over 1.5 first-half corners. Inter are a team that consistently wins corners, especially through wide players like DiMarco on the left and Dumfries on the right. If Fluminense sit deep, Inter will apply pressure down the flanks, and I expect them to earn at least 2 corners in the first half. Especially if Inter fall behind early, they're likely to push harder and win more first-half corners. In the other round of 16 clash, Manchester City face Al Hilal, a match scheduled for the 1st of July, based on British time. Keep in mind, depending on where you live, this game might take place on a different local date. Al Hilal have shown promising signs under new head coach Inzaghi. They finished second in their group behind Real Madrid, conceding just 1 goal in 3 matches, and that goal came against the Spanish giants. It's worth noting that Al Hilal arguably outperformed Real Madrid for large parts of that game, even though Madrid missed a last-minute penalty. I believe Al Hilal have been one of the most defensively disciplined teams in the tournament so far, largely thanks to players with big game experience in Europe, such as Koulibaly, Cancelo, Renan Lodi, and of course, goalkeeper Bono. It's unlucky for Al Hilal to face Manchester City in the round of 16. They could have caused real problems for almost any other team. Plus, they've lost one of their most important players. Salim Al-Dawsari is out of the tournament. That's a big loss. Manchester City picked up 9 points in the group stage and scored 5 goals in their final match, a 5-2 win over Juventus. City almost look like they're scoring for fun at this point. With their new signings, their attacking power has reached an unbelievable level, but at the same time, their defensive vulnerability still remains, mostly because of how boldly and aggressively they play. Still, despite their defensive issues, I believe City will win this match in 90 minutes. My prediction, Manchester City to win. This has nothing to do with Al Hilal being weak, they're actually a very well-organized side. But City simply have too many dangerous players who can score at any moment. That said, I don't expect a huge margin, maybe a 1 or 2 goal difference at most. My second prediction is Manchester City over 4.5 corners. City are a relentless attacking side, and this usually results in a high number of corners. Al Hilal won't go down easily, and if City struggle to break them down, we could see even more pressure and more corners. In short, I expect Al Hilal to put up a real fight, and that should push City to win more corners throughout the game. The third and final match of the day might be the most anticipated clash of the round of 16, Real Madrid versus Juventus. Real Madrid seem to be adapting well to Xabi Alonso's style. After a slow start against Al Hilal in their opening game, they went on to win their next 2 group matches. Their 3-1 win over Pachuca, despite being down to 10 men, says a lot about their strength and mentality. Mbappé has returned to training, but is not expected to feature in this match. In his absence, young talent Gonzalo Garcia has stepped up and looks like a future star in the making. Madrid come into this game with confidence and strong form, but they surely would have preferred to face a weaker opponent at this stage. As for Juventus, they comfortably won their opening game against a weaker side, but then suffered a heavy 5-2 loss to Manchester City in their final group match. Some might expect another easy win for Real Madrid, but things aren't that simple. In that match, Juve manager Igor Tudor rested at least 6 key players, fielding a heavily rotated squad. Had they played their best 11, we might have seen a completely different game. This time, Juventus will be fully focused and well rested. Watch out for players like Kenan Yildiz, Conceição and Thuram. They could make a real impact. Yes, it's going to be a tough game, but I still see Real Madrid as slight favourites. My first prediction is Real Madrid to qualify. They might not be able to beat Juventus in 90 minutes, but I believe they'll eventually go through, whether it takes extra time or even penalties. They'll suffer, no doubt, but I trust them to find a way. I just don't expect a walk in the park. My second prediction is over 0.5 first half goals. Madrid have players who can change the game at any moment. Even the best defenses struggle to contain them. At the same time, Real's defense can be exposed. Despite keeping clean sheets against Pachuca and Salzburg, I don't expect a goal fest, but I do think we'll see at least 1 goal in the first half. Juventus also have young, attacking talent on the wings who can create chances. That's all for my analysis and predictions for these 3 massive matches, but don't go anywhere. Up next is our top predictions section, where we share the 3 picks we trust the most. Thanks for listening and see you next time.